Hi, Cancers. Welcome to Adik Tarot, the beginning of the truth. My name is Wakida. I am a spirit advisor, and I'm here to provide you with a spread to help guide you with energies you may need to release and let go of from now until the end of April of 2019. Now, this message is for Cancers, anyone with Cancer in their chart, guided to my channel, and cross watchers as well. Keep in mind, this is a general message, so it may not resonate with everyone. This message intent is strictly for guidance. Now, for this spread, I'll be referring to the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland for additional spiritual guidance for this month. So, all right, Cancer, let's get to your reading. Now, for the underlying energy from now until the end of April of 2019, we have the energies of the Three of Swords. Keep in mind, the Three of Swords is a card of a number 3. It's a card of your mental, it's just your mind and how you process and think about situations. Where with this Three of Swords, it is about the thoughts of the heartache and the suffering that you've experienced, the grief of situations where you may feel like you're at a very low point in your life. And keep in mind, it is a number 3 again, and the card for number 3 is a card about understanding. And the 3 is about communication and your interactions with people and the influence that others have in your life. And with this, you're experiencing heartache. And you have to understand that although this is grief and a feeling of suffering and you're feeling at a low point in your life, this experience is here to teach you a lesson. And the lesson is for you to be stronger in your dealings and more careful with the people that you deal with and to be more vigilant within your dealings. Under this Three of Swords, we had the card of the Magician, where you're entering a new beginning. And with this experience, it gave you a tool of understanding to move forward in this new journey. And along with this experience, you have all the tools available from the knowledge that you've obtained throughout this life up until this point to move forward in this new cycle and create anything that your heart desires. Now, for the card of guidance, we have a card towards your mentals for guidance this month, and it's a card of the number 7. And this card of the number 7 is a card, again, of guidance from the divine and a card of guidance for your spirit and your soul. And this card is a guidance card for this mental energy and the mental conflict that you're experiencing in your mind. And it's the mental conflict of deception and envy. Now, the spirit card of number 7 for your mentals in the deception and envy card says that to be forewarned is to be forearmed. This card comes at a time when individuals or conditions aren't what they appear to be. How well do you really know the people around you? Are they telling you everything you need to know? In business, make sure you gather all the necessary information so that you're aware of and understand all the facts before continuing. You've worked hard. Don't let others take from you what is rightfully yours. Unfortunately, Some people may be envious of your accomplishments. This card also represents a time of sudden and unexpected changes or when plans that you are undertaking may turn out. Excuse me. This card also represents a time of sudden and unexpected changes or when plans that you're undertaking may not turn out exactly the way you envisioned. Have a plan B as a fallback strategy to prevent future problems. Use this card as a reminder to be prepared is to be safe than sorry. Excuse me. So this deception and envy could come from this underlying energy of this heartache that you've experienced. Right now, again, Cancer, you're going through a major change in your life. And it's important to remember during this time exactly who you are and remember the light that you still have inside of you. This major change breaks down to this new beginning that you're experiencing, and it breaks down to the knowledge that you have inside of you right now. And to tap back into that knowledge right now, you have to tap back into your soul. And you have to be reborn within, yourself and apply the knowledge that you've obtained towards this new beginning. Like you have a new opportunity to be born and be, who you truly are. So we have a card for guidance towards this change and for this change, this major change that's taking place in your life. And it's a card of the number 19, and this card of number 19 wants you to remember the light that's inside of you again. And this 19 breaks down to a 10, and again, that 10 again breaks down to the number 1 into this new beginning, this new cycle right now. And it's again about the knowledge that you have going into this new cycle from these experiences. And this knowledge card states that this card reassures you that this is your time to be in the light. No matter what's happening around you, prosperity and bliss are promised. The qualities of this brilliant card are pleasure, happiness, contentment, growth, success, joy, and illumination. The light always brings forth new birth, a constant renewal of life. This is one of the best, if not the most positive cards in a deck, and it's yours. This is now your moment to shine. The radiance from within will be there for all to see. As people become attracted to the rays of your spiritual light, and by being compassionate, generous, inspiring, and a leader, many will benefit as they feel the warmth emanating from you. Be discerning, but also be open to whatever or whomever you're attracting, for your rays reach far and wide. The light card reminds you that because of its power, nothing remains in the dark. Through its illumination, truths and certain paths before you begin to emerge and can be surely seen. Using the energy of positive thoughts and continually thinking about the happiest and most joyful of memories will light the path before you even more brightly and attract exactly what you're emanating. Keep on shining. You have the light, and it's shining on you, and it's shining from within you. And it's ready for you to just be aware of it and acknowledge it and move accordingly. You have to be able to use that knowledge and wisdom that you have, and the knowledge and wisdom to know you have to tap back into yourself and refine the power within you in order to be able to deal with these conflicts. And once you refine the power, and in order to, refine that power in you, you must connect with positive energy, separate yourself from the negative energy and be around people that you can learn from, and the people that are, in that same road, or, doing the things that inspire you, and you guys are kind of on the same path where you grow, and you can learn from them, and that learning from them allows you to be able to teach others. So right now it's about, again, tapping back into your higher self, going back and, praying, going back and meditating, and connecting back to your soul, connecting back to your inner child. And basically, that's what it's about for a lot of us. We're forgetting the spirit, we're forgetting and to listen to our soul and live a happy life instead of living in this material world. That's the illusion. Understanding, where you want to go, and by tapping back into the light that's inside of you, you're going to be able to set forth on the destination that you choose and move forward with it, understanding that it takes time, where you don't have to be in a rush or a hurry to make something happen. On your way towards this goal, you're going to dot your T's, cross your I's. You're going to look out for this deception and envy from others. Take your time with situations, and, do it right and not rush. So right now we have, in this present moment, the energies of, we have a card of the Four of Swords. And it's more about the mental conflict, yet this Four of Swords is in a reversed. Now, the Four of Swords upright talks about being able to rest and get away from a situation, just being able to, coming back from a battle and knowing that you have to step away and rejuvenate yourself. But with this Four of Swords being in the reversed, it talks about you not taking that time out to get away from the situation, where you continue not to go within and look back into, your culture, and being able to be free within yourself and who you are. You're too busy worried about this heartache and the suffering and the grief from it. And, you're worried about your foundation, and you're feeling like it's up to you to make something happen, like all the pressure is on you. And you have to go back to loving yourself enough to know, that of which you cannot control, you have to put it down. And, at the end of the day, pray on the situation, pray for that person, and ask God to take it from you. And, trust and let it go, and rest your mind from the situation. And if that person that you love deceived you and hurt you and has you suffering, and you're grieving over someone, that love that you wanted to give that person and that they didn't appreciate it, or whatever may have happened, give that same love to yourself. Remember to love you. And I feel like that's a step that a lot of us forget to take growing up. We forget about nurturing and caring for ourselves, and skip and start loving someone else, and then end up not loving them properly because we forgot to love ourselves. So the card for guidance right now for you, Cancer, is a card towards you, tapping back into your higher self and understanding that you're ending in a journey and you're reaching a new cycle, and you cannot do it alone. You need to rely on the strength of the spirit and be reborn again, tapping back into your inner child and tapping back into your soul. So this card for guidance we have towards your spirit, toward, excuse me, Cancer. Let's see. So the card for spiritual strength says that this card is coming forth to give you encouragement and remind you that you have the inner strength to complete whatever you've been working on. This final spirit card represents courage, discipline, stability, and persistence. You may be tired or weary from the struggle, but now is not the time to give in. Instead, tap into all of your inner reserves for that one final push to achieve the desired outcome. You've been through so much to get to this point, and even though you may have acquired some scars from the battle, you're wiser and stronger for it. The enlightenment you've gained will be an invaluable resource. You may also notice that you're experimenting with different things in your life at this time. All of these experiences feed your spirit and offer you knowledge for the future. So, by not tapping back into your spirit and the universe, the energies, tapping back into God, tapping back into your soul, it may feel like, the walls are closing in on you. And know that you do have that spiritual strength available and within you to make it through this new cycle where you're relieved from these pressures. It's important, Cancer, to balance yourself and know that that light is there, and know that your spirit is inside of you, is that light and that energy that you need to push you. You need to reconnect with your spirit and your soul and that inner child and that voice inside of you, and give it the love that you wanted to give others that has not been appreciated. Give yourself that. And once you start giving yourself that love and nurturing your soul, that light is just going to beam out, and you're going to attract that same light coming back to you. Like attracts like at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, Cancer. So remember that you are a star. Remember that star that's here to guide you. Remember the source. Remember meditation. Remember prayer. Remember positive thoughts in the divine. Remember God. And balance your energy knowing that you have that power inside of you, and you're just part of all that is being right now. You are a star, Cancer. So you may be feeling imbalanced right now. You may be feeling a bit unfocused, and what it's like right now, and it seems like you're denying that your spirit. You're denying that inner voice that's trying to push you forward. You rather choose to deal or focus on this heartache and the suffering of that heartache instead of choosing a new direction, choosing a new thought. It's very important to remember that we choose our thoughts. You could choose to continue to think about what happened in the past, or you can choose to focus on what you want to happen for your future and choose to love yourself and choose to move on to something that you feel that you're more deserving of. Because right now, Cancer, you may be, not feeling yourself, not, feeling like you're ready to move forward, where it's like you keep looking back right now. And for guidance, we have the card of the number 14, and it's about you remembering the knowledge of who you are, the knowledge of your culture, the knowledge of the freedom that you should have to be yourself and the freedom to love yourself. And the guidance is about refining the power within you by knowing to have patience in this situation, because nothing happens overnight. And although this process and what you may be dealing with, it hurts, and you're grieving and feeling this heartbreak, but again, it's about understanding the lesson that is to be obtained in it, and through that understanding, understanding to accept it. So first you're going to be angry, then you have to accept the situation, or you have to look at where you may have went wrong as well. You have to find the lesson, and once you understand that lesson, you accept it. But understand, this heartache, this situation, to move through it, it's going to be a process. And through this process, you have to be patient. And in the patience, it's like refining the power that's within you. So this card of guidance for patience says that this card signifies the need for patience, self-control, adjustment, moderation, and balance when dealing with others as well as yourself. This could be in the areas of how you think and work, and how you handle school, recreation, the people in your life, or the spiritual path that's set before you. As a soul, you have more than one aspect of yourself to draw on for support. It's all about integration and learning to blend and balance both the physical and the spiritual. You're an ethereal being in a physical body, enjoying a human experience. Therefore, since you're both, you should honor all of you. If you go through life denying yourself the joy of combining these aspects, you're missing out on so much of what the world has to offer. Why accept a life that's half lived? The Patience card reminds you to open your heart and mind and allow yourself to listen to other people's ideas, thoughts, and perspectives. Blissful harmony can be achieved when everyone learns to work as one. All benefit. Listening, sharing, and reaching out will help you renew your faith in yourself and humankind. You'll become more aware of the miracles around you, as well as the ones that you have a hand in creating. So it's not about being angry and letting this situation harden you and harden your soul. And it's about being patient through patient through the process. Right now, you're not listening to your inner voice, that inner knowing. You're denying your spirit, you're denying your soul. It's a possibility of being stubborn at this time, Cancer, where you're not willing to work together with others. Everyone's trying to be the big bad, the superior of the other, and it's not nothing's moving. It's creating stagnation. And understand that, it only takes someone reaching out and talking about what's going on. We have the Three of Pentacles right here in reverse, and that card is about, working together to create prosperity. And when it's reversed, you think you have it all the answers, you know it all, and not willing to listen to other people's perspective. In order to make something happen, you have to work together. For the card for guidance here, this guidance, because Cancer, what's happening and what you're feeling right now, this grief, this heartache, being in your head and not, hurting, and you just all the mental conflict is due to this being a major change. You stepping into a new cycle. There's a shift happening in your life where there's a sudden change. There's changes effect going on, and it's like new cycles taking place. So for this guidance, for this cycle for you, Cancer, it's about your transformation, that it's a process of you transforming, and that's what you're experiencing this month. And the guidance for your transformation is for you to, the knowledge that you've, again, that of what and who you are, what has gotten you to this point and these situations. And it's about, your foundation, your home, and you being able to be free within who you are and within yourself. So the card of the number 13 and its guidance for this transformation, it says that a time of endings is close at hand. Don't resist the abrupt changes that are suddenly happening in your life. These could be taking place in your personal life, relationships, business, or career. You have the strength, as the transformation card asks you to have courage and to know that renewal follows every conclusion. This card comes forth to remind you that the death of an old way of thinking and believing must occur before you can move forward on your new path. Transformation is all about the ebb and flow of life cycles. Nothing in this life remains motionless. Everything is on its way to somewhere. Accept the changes, and opportunity will come to expand you in more ways than you could ever have imagined. You can't live in the past. It's time to move on. In order to take the next positive step, you should look closely at your own life and ask yourself, are there loose ends that need to be tied up? Are there people in my life whom I need to express myself to? What needs to be completed so I can have a fresh start? When you do so, you'll have a stronger, more reinforced foundation to carry you through new beginnings that await you. So, accept this transformation, Cancer, and it's okay to, in this life we are given opportunities to start new cycles. And it's for you to acknowledge that this is an opportunity for you to start anew and start fresh. And through these experiences, understanding that loving yourself is the first step. When you love yourself, you can love others. If your cup is empty, if you're not giving yourself that love and nurturing that inner child within you, and using kindness and, giving using the powers within you and not coming from a dark place, you know, a change can happen. You don't have to always do the things that you did before, because you know where that got you. And understanding, doing the same thing is going to get you the same results. So again, embrace this new process, embrace this new beginning. And you'll be able to release, this feeling and release these negative energies by I'm sorry, Cancer, I'm still here. So, in releasing this energy, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reversed. So, with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, you can release these energies by not, being in a way where, or acting like maybe you have it all when you know that you need help, and making it appear like everything is good, and instead being true and letting people know that you need help. And in order to do that, and instead of being using any negative energy to act like you have it, and being humble yourself, and understand that everybody goes through things, and people may understand what you're going through, where you guys can help each other. Cancer, on a spiritual journey, and when you connect back to your higher self, in order to start that process, you have to meditate. You have to breathe. And the first step of meditation and breathing, period, it's about, we all have a busy day, but it's about loving yourself, number one, to disconnect from the everyday family situations, work, and even when you get up, you can, even if you're that busy, as soon as you get up, give your time to take that moment and take that deep breath in through your nose. And let that breath out through your mouth, and center yourself for some time, for that time, And that first breath is, again, allowing you to connect with yourself, ground yourself, and connect with your energy. And it starts with one, but you can take this time to take this deep breath and center yourself and connect back with your soul throughout the day. And it's not about how many times you do it, how long you do this. It's about taking that time and the quality of that moment to get back in tune with you, and hug yourself basically, and ground yourself. A friend of mine says 10 toes down on the ground and staying out of your head, because we smart, and it's good to think about situations, but sometimes we can overthink, where we're just in our head and we're unable to see what's in front of us, and not reacting properly in the physical world. You could just stay in your head. And for guidance this month and towards your spirit and connecting back to your spirit, Cancer, it's about taking that time to yourself for that solitude. And if you have a chance, and if you don't know about the chakras, research about chakras and meditation, and research about the powers that you have that you need to connect with, and how to work the powers that's in you, your base chakra, your throat chakra, because the conflict is coming from, your throat, from the, it could be the negative words, the conflict. It's just from all the challenges that you've been experiences. And it's like your mental is blocked, where the knowledge is blocked. And in order to unblock that, you have to be able to know that, and love yourself. In order to love yourself is to step back from the negative situations and give yourself a chance to look at it from another perspective. Accept situations for what they are and not what you wanted them to be, and move the way that you want situations. Control what you can control, and basically let what you cannot control go. And I'm so sorry, Cancer. This reading is maybe a little bit long. I may be rambling, and I apologize. And I hope that I have you guys. Yet I'm going to continue and remind you and talk to you about this card of you being born again to a new cycle. And understand within this process, you must respect yourself and be in solitude. And this card from Spirit towards this rebirth in your solitude is telling you to stop. Everything that you're doing, just stop. And it's saying your soul is calling out and needs to be honored and heard. The answers you seek aren't necessarily found in the outer world. The time has come for you to step back and withdraw from outside commotion. The solitude card is a reminder of how important it is to pause, still your mind, meditate, reflect, reevaluate, and discover the wisdom and answers within the very soul of your being. When you become more aware of your soul and heart, you strengthen the link to the divine source, and you're able to once again remember your true perfection. Meet your soul halfway and schedule some alone time to commune with your soul, and also to give the power of Spirit the opportunity to reinvigorate you with life force and vitality. Conserve your energy and deal with one thing at a time as you follow the prompts from within. When it comes to moments of quiet, inner solitude, it really isn't about quantity, it's about the quality that counts. The soul constantly draws to itself what it needs in order to learn and grow. For example, during this period, someone may step into your life, and by sharing his or her own experiences, you may receive helpful insight, the wisdom into your own. So it's not about all the fast movement. I wouldn't even talk about, it's not all about the fast money, you know. It's about taking your time and doing things right, and doing it right for yourself, and honoring yourself in that. And, remembering, I call it basically the basic mathematics. You do wrong, you're going to get wrong. You do right, ain't nothing but right to come. And what's destined for you at the end of the day. So by you getting back into the light that's what's inside of you, connecting back to your soul, connecting back to the energies that's available to you from the universe, and taking time out to have that patience and deciding what direction that you want to go in, and focusing on that, and not letting things of the past keep you stuck there. you do that, Cancer, it's going to be a passageway available for you for a whole new beginning. And we have, this transforming into you having a new passage for that material bliss that you like, money, the things that you need that satisfies you. And it's an opening to a new cycle for the prosperity. And the guidance towards this prosperity, Cancer, is a card of the number 6, is a guidance for your emotions. And when it comes to the emotions of yourself and the emotions of others, you have to understand that it's all about equality. It's all about, although you have your feelings about things, you can teach someone through your experiences, and whoever you're dealing with in any situation, they've gone through their experiences and they can teach you as well. It's about that respect of, and balance in relationships, and having balance and respect in both, for both parties, and one not thinking they're better than the other. It creates harmony within the situation. And that is what is important, for you to respect how others feel about a certain situation, and for, them to respect how you feel about it too, where you have that understanding and you both learning and accept the situation, and having balance where you both are giving of these emotions, and discussing and receiving. It's a give and take to create balance. It cannot be one-sided. And this card for balance, again, the number 6 for your emotions, is about the memories of love. And this memories of love card states that you may find yourself walking down memory lane at this time. This nostalgic card could indicate that an old friend or acquaintance from the past may step back into your life, or it could even resurrect loving images from days gone by. Does this person, these happy, forgotten moments, or those innocent childhood memories encourage you to recall and welcome the energy of love? Is there a message or lesson from these fond recollections that could benefit you in your present life? The number 6 card relates to support, dedication, unity, and a need for balance in the areas of emotions and love. Your heart and soul are asking you not to dwell in the past, but use the inspiration and joy from that time to assist you in the here and now. And take a charge of this situation, and take control of, your emotions and your thoughts, and use that fire within you to move through this process with that determination, with that creativity, and with that strength that you have inside of you. And you will rise above this situation by understanding when there is an imbalance, and understanding that you don't have to be afraid to communicate your feelings, and understanding that communication is key to any situation. And when you communicate and when you respect someone, to see them halfway, you'll understand, some situations aren't as bad as it seems. And by understanding and acknowledging, this situation, and choosing to see the person and meet them halfway, that will, create that unity and that connection again. But you have to be able to communicate, and you cannot allow situations to stay unbalanced. And in order to do that, we have the card of guidance which is another card of guidance towards your emotions in situations, Cancer. And for this card of guidance, it's a card of number 4 for your emotions, a card of disconnect and boredom. And the disconnect and boredom is basically being bored with yourself. And you're bored with yourself because you're forgetting about your culture and being free within yourself to live your dreams and to nurture your soul and your inner child. And you're forgetting about the foundation that you want for yourself, and a stable home, a happy home, and being able to celebrate and be with your family. So again, this card for your emotions and your disconnect and boredom states that this card signifies a time when you may experience stagnation, discontent, and boredom. Feelings of restlessness and impatience surround you. A relationship, project, or situation isn't moving forward fast enough and could be draining you emotionally and energetically. You're longing for change, and although one door may be closing, don't focus all of your energy on it, as opportunity will soon knock. A window or another door could quickly open, and if your attention and awareness isn't focused, you could easily miss it. Watch for watch for synchronistic events that bring books, speakers, workshops, and new people into your life. Any of these could possibly hold a message for you. Have faith in divine timing and know that everything changes for a reason. This card acts as a reminder that it's a perfect time to reevaluate and search within your heart and soul for fresh insights. And not stay stuck in the past because you're holding yourself back, Cancer. Now, your new beginning is going to be where you know to walk away from conflict. You're not into fight or just be involved with conflict with others or conflict within yourself. And when it comes to this conflict and your new beginning, for guidance for your spirit, it's a guidance to ask you to remember the divine. Remember God in 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 your dealings, and remember doing the right thing, and choose wisely in your dealings, Cancer. And this card for your emotional guidance states that this card comes forth when you have a vision or goal that you want to achieve, but too many choices, scattered energies, and unrealistic expectations prevent you from attaining what you desire. Opportunities are bountiful, but there's a decision to be made at this time. This card reminds you that the options now around you may appear to have all the influence and power, but in reality, you're in control and responsible for all the choices that you make. Take time to think, analyze, and carefully look at the different possibilities that are in front of you. Don't be hasty just because you feel pressured, and don't be influenced by people who have no idea, expertise, or education in the area of your choices. A focused, wise decision far outweighs one made emotionally or in desperation. It's important to choose wisely, Cancer, And again, remember that light that's inside of you. And your light, you have the ability to shine this light in brightness, or you have the ability to use this light and this power within you to create anything that you want, positively, that it can bless you and bless others. But this power, that we have, we all have free will and our own mind. So this power that you have can be used towards the light, or it could be used towards the darkness. So it's a choice that you have to make. Which side are you going to choose? What you're going to have learned from this situation, Cancer, is that you cannot use your power for negativity. You cannot abuse that power and the authority that you have. It looks like through past experiences, or this cycle, or where you are now, is due to you, not, again, abusing your authority. Thinking everything is about you, uh, you know, not having your control and properly controlling things, and, you know, lack of, balance within yourself, and that you express that towards others in a not so good way. I mean, you have the power to cut people with your words as well. So, the authority was not used properly either on your end, or maybe whatever or whoever dealing was in on their end. But for guidance for this experience and this change that you're going through, Cancer, it's guidance card of this major change, and what you're seeing is your shadow. And this card for guidance for this major change, Cancer, states that this card represents emotions, sensitivity, and a reminder that nothing in life is at a standstill. This is a world of constant flux, and one that is certain. Everything changes. This card is calling you to action. The time is now when you may have to face your worst fears and look into the dark shadows of your soul. You must learn to confront what you've avoided and walk courageously through it. Always know that life naturally revitalizes itself, and as it does, so do you. The shadow card promises that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Recognize that by no longer denying your past and letting the tears fall, you'll discover the diamonds in the treasure chest of your soul. This is a cleansing process to wash away and clear out what was once avoided, ignored, or pushed aside. This card indicates that this is a time when your psychic sensitivity may be quite intense. Learn to open up to it, or, if need be, to turn it down. Your body is one big psychic antenna. So just remember that you're in control of how high or low you want the reception to be. Mother Earth can assist you in this period of change, sensitivity, and healing. So you're facing your dark side right now, Cancer, and you're being asked as you go into this new journey to choose a direction. It's your choice, the light or the dark. I think it's an easy choice, Cancer. So, you've been along this video so far, and I usually want to pull out two of our Angel Answers Oracle deck. And but I'm only gonna pull out one because I'm at says 55 minutes and I'm so new to YouTube, but I didn't want to go so far, but I want to help, and this spread has helped me in my journey. So your one card from now until the end of April of 2019, the answer from our Angel Answers Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, says that there is something better, Cancer. So know that. And this card, that there is something better, states that, I'm sorry, one moment, I wasn't ready. Bear with me, Cancer. So there is something better. So no matter what that heartbreak is, don't stay stuck in it. Know that there is something better. And this card says that heaven has something wonderful in mind for you. However, it's not the same thing you have planned. Ask yourself what you would rather have. The very thing you're asking for, or something that would make you much happier and more fulfilled. Sometimes God has joys in store for us that we could never imagine on our own. Open your mind and heart to the possibilities that you deserve even more than what you're asking for. Trust your angels to guide you in new and exciting directions. So I thank you for those that stuck with me through this, Cancer. Keep in mind, we're just getting over a retrograde with Mercury, so my communication has been, a little disturbed. But I thank you for your time. And again, this is the beginning of the truth, Adik Tarot. And to get in touch with me, I am available for personal readings. All of my information is in the description box. Thank you.